Hello, how's it going? Yeah, I'm clueless when it comes to choosing people. Um, all I know is that if you guys are enthusiastic, that I want to be there. Okay, I want to be where people are happy and have an outlook and have a plan because I've written enough that you can say, "Oh yes, let's do this and that and that and that," and I'll be like, "Exactly, I love it," or I'll, an enthusiasm because I have I have. Okay, anyways. I like to write cool stories, especially, and to get it right, to actually write multiple drafts. And I think the best sort of scientific focus on a story, a concept, an idea, everything, is to write every possible version. Okay, and then to put some of those in sort of in the um, in the top secret cat file. Okay, and do not share this with anyone except if they're, you know, uh, happy to see you. I guess. I think I'm getting attacked by little midges or something like that. I don't know. Maybe it's my clothing is. I haven't washed it. I haven't bathed in a long time. I'm like, that might be it. I would take a job for my own private bathtub and swimming pool. Yes, and I am confused. Okay, because I've seen so much radical behavior. You are all very naughty. Okay, that's my report actually of the internet and sort of Hollywood and big tech politicians, um, that it's not really worth the online conversation because it is purely a weapon. People are looking for any sort of like insane thing. That's why this is why I used to like to read the comic strips, and I used to after a while I came to the conclusion that the nightly news is kind of cool if you're in a happy place. But if you're not in such a happy place, it's better to watch the Late Show because they tell you the news, anyways. And it's much better to hear it from a comedian or something like that, especially someone who's has your temperament. That was Jay Leno, I'd say. Um, and except that when I started writing on the internet crazy jokes, I remember him like started this. He went from smiling to frowning all the time. I feel so bad. I do because you know I don't know. I do because I'm from California and not everyone else is, and that's a real. My parents know that one, but you know, I thought early on that Bill Gates was the man. I thought, okay, look, he's very enthusiastic. He's not quite having all the magic tricks. I have quite a few myself, actually, and like that would work. But I constantly tried to make that thing, and it was like I was dealing with corporate narcissism that was, feeding the guy, the luckiest person, all the anxiety in the world. So nothing I said was getting through. And it's, you always have this sort of like, oh, that's because I'm this and you're that. And I've known a lot of guys who have a big sister. They all talk like that. Okay? That's correct. Exactly. Um, And guys like me, who are the opposite scale, we all completely lose our minds. Okay, trying to figure that out. Actually, there you go. Yeah. Um, and if I had an eastward childhood, if I got to grow up on the East Coast, if I had an immigrant parent, especially an immigrant father, that one seems to be, especially if there's an actual political sort of wall there, where you have some sort of edge or use the force, Luke, something like that, perhaps. Okay. Um, Instead of being completely, like if Steve Jobs grew up with his father, he might have been a uh, a good cook at a restaurant or kitchen maintenance. He might have codified the entire thing, the kitchen. Okay, which I think is very important. Okay, actually, but not on an industrial sort of reality. Anyways, all of big tech, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk. I thought they were friends, so for me to just try to figure that out, I was watching this on the thing, and I was like, oh, they've made a deal. These guys are buddies now. I was like, or something. They were always buddies, and they were just like, holding hands at this point. Like, it was actually what, 2018 or something like that. And then I see like, oh my God, they're completely total panic for me and for everyone else, because I see it, the whole thing. I don't know if, like, at a distance, seeing naivety, okay, that's something that's scientifically sort of very, very delicate. And all I can tell you is that if you guys actually care, and I know that statistically it is forbidden, that George Washington, you will always have some sort of, oh yeah, but, excuse, but, the whole world turns into exactly that, okay? Because you will always, all the big tech, the entire press, they have a scapegoat conspiracy completely carved out of Benny and Jenny. That's 1720, long before America ever existed. You had the clear indicator that was written up. It was published. It said, look, Benny and Jenny were here and they're there. And that's all I know actually about that story. But I think it was sort of, described. Say, hey, look, here's a guy. He's got a little sister. He's the son of a soap maker. So this is the hint of healthcare that George Washington is fully entangled in, with his mom, doing all kinds of stuff to try to prove, make an effort, which actually runs amok. Okay. The George Washington dental plan, that is, trading tobacco for who knows what. Instead of simply saying, oh, there's George, he's smart, Benny and Jenny, okay, this is a code, Jim Morrison, Kurt Cobain, my name's Brennan Moriarty, how are you doing? And connect me with people who actually care, especially Hollywood people. I love it. And the artists, but as soon as I see something that's like asking me a question, I go, oh, this is a conspiracy. You guys know that I'm fucking warped, okay? And privately, I will become unwarped and then, do rational things for the innocence of the world, okay? Because they are very vulnerable people out there, and I'm the biggest narcissist of all. So it's just the reality, and it's pure love, okay?